Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's video is going to be another Polaris Sportsman related video, and I'll be putting on some 1-inch spacers on this already wide XP1000. So right now I have the Blackwater Evos with the ITP beadlock rims that have a 1-inch offset already built into them. That makes the front 50.5 and the rear 52.5. So by me putting in another 1 inch on either side, that's going to give me another 2 inches front and back. So that's going to put me right at 55 inches for a stance on the machine. So comparable to the Sportsman S model, I like to see how it rides, specifically with these tires in rim setup. But the main reason I am putting on the spacers is because my mud tires, which are these right here, the rims do not have an offset. So these have a 5+2 offset, and the ITP Blackwaters here have a 4+3, which gives you an extra inch on either side. That's why it sits wider. But these here are XM310s sitting on SB5 beadlock wheels from System 3. As you can see, that is my mud setup. Got the Sportsman 850 Premium Trail here. And this is the machine I'll be putting on the spacers. It's already wide, as you can see. It has the side armor body rails, which give it kind of a fender flare, which are nice. But these come in handy. I really like having these on the machine. Not only do they reinforce the front bumper, they provide a lot of protection and things like that, especially to the underside of the footwell area. There's a whole metal plate that goes underneath there. So it's just body armor for the machine and for the body. I've had it save me a couple times from really busting things up, so I find it really worth having on the machine. But both of these machines have a lot of mods done to them. Check out my Polaris playlist. I have mostly everything in there. The most recent being the wheels and tires, and also the LED 3-piece headlight system from Polaris, which I upgraded on my XP1000, which is a 2018. This machine here is a 2020, and it already had the LED headlights to begin with for the low beams. Worth mentioning is that the low beam and high beam setup on this is different from this here. So if you want to check that out, check out my video. I kind of show the differences on that. But this video is going to be going through the quick process of installing the spacers on my machine. The 850 already has a set of spacers, as you can see. They're already on the machine. I already made a video of the spacers on the 850, so check that out. But this is going to be kind of tailored to my machine here, the XP1000. So let me show you the spacers that I'll be putting on. Now here are the spacers. They do not come black. They come just bare aluminum. I went ahead and spray painted them black just because I want to make sure that they look all blacked out on my machine because of the black rims. You will see the spacer through the spokes. So I went ahead and sprayed it black so that way I don't see anything and it kind of looks factory. And I had to go ahead and trim the thread on this. I had to cut off about 3/8 of an inch and then chase it with a die. That way the threads are good. They're too long when you first get them. For some reason, it's not easy getting a set of spacers for these machines. And all that I can find is ones with longer threads, which are, I think, meant for UTVs and side-by-sides. But in order to adapt it to an ATV, you have to cut the thread shorter. So I went ahead and did all that, cleaned up the threads, and now they're ready to go. The paint is nice and dry. They've been drying for like at least a month. So I've been waiting to really put these on. So this is the last step, before I mount my mud tires, because like I said, the mud tires do not have the same offset. So that's the reason why I am putting the spacers on. But I'm just kind of interested and kind of curious to see what they look like with the Blackwater Evos. These are super wide as they are, as you can see there. They stick out past the side armor rails, which is nice. So I like having a couple combinations available to myself. It makes ATVing more fun, and I can try different styles of riding and things like that. But I have a lot more ATV videos coming. The next video most likely will be a review on the gator waders I'll be getting. I ordered a set for myself and my girlfriend, and I'm going to try out the gator waders. Those are brand new to me. I never had a set, so I'm really excited about those. I'll show you guys the quality and kind of put them through the paces when I go for a ride. Now, with that being said, I also want to do a snorkel system on both of these machines, because the thing is, I don't want the big tall snorkels coming out the front here and destroying my front rack. I just don't want that look. I want more of a stealth setup. So I'm going to have to figure out something myself. I'm going to customize it and make it myself. I'm not going to buy one. But mainly I want to be able to reroute the snorkel for the clutch housing exhaust. So that snorkel that sits in the center there, right behind the tiger tail, that's the one that gets, flooded with water and mud and crap if you get too deep. So as long as I can get that snorkel and bring it up about a foot, I'll be happy with the type of riding that I do. I don't get crazy. I never get above the handlebars in water or anything, or even for that matter above the seat in water. I usually get just to about the seat in water, but I've never gone any more than that. The trails near my house here, they get really muddy, really wet, and should be a lot of fun. So with that being said, guys, let me go ahead and get the machine set up and show you guys kind of before and after pictures, and get the machine situated where it's better sitting in the garage here for me to do some work and to mount the tires up. I want to show you guys one thing about the ITP bead locks. If you notice there's rust on the bolt heads. Now, no matter how many times I clean and spray paint these rims, because these originally came two-tone and then I sprayed them flat black or satin black with the VHT roll bar and chassis paint, because I just like the black look. I also couldn't find the black ones available at the time when I purchased them, so I had to go with the two-tone to try them out. But the point being that the bolt heads, they stick out past the actual ring, and they rust as well. So as you can see there, they definitely rust, some more so than others. It just depends on how banged up the coating is on them. As you can see here, they all do it. All four sides have kind of bolt head rust issues, as you can see there. But if you look at the System 3 bolt heads on the bead locks, they have a zinc chromate or something along those lines coating on them, and they're recessed, so they don't get it hit as much. They have a better coating and they're more recessed, which I like, to be honest. I like this style more. But it is what it is. I mean, the ITPs are still great. Rims and tires, obviously. Some of the best on the market. But it's worth mentioning that the bolt heads, their hardware is not the greatest. It's not the best coated. So even though, like you see here, I spray painted these, those have lasted quite a bit, but there's a few that really tend to rust out. It's just surface stuff. It's not heavy rust, but it's worth mentioning. But once I get the thing dirty, you're not even going to notice. So, and once I actually go ahead and then wash the machine down, it basically takes away this rust. So for the most part, as long as the machine doesn't sit outside, you'll be fine. Alright guys, so here is the finished product. Got the 1-inch spacers all the way around with the XM310s, and it looks really good. I just aired the tires up with 8 PSI, and the steering is great. Let me show you. It's not too hard to steer. I'll just use 3 fingers like this. Very easy to steer. No, like very little effort. I mean, they are rougher and more aggressive tires, but for the amount of tire we have here, the steering is very good. So, really happy with the way the spacers look on the XM310s. So without the spacers, the tires just sat a little bit inside of the rails, but now we got a good kind of bump out about an inch or so past the rails, which looks sweet. If you can see that right there. Really good stance on the machine. Much better improvement than last year where I had no spacers, and because of that offset, like I was mentioning, the 5+2, like the tires would just, it looked awkward on the machine because the tires would just sit inward a little too much. So right now it looks just perfect. It's got a nice wide stance. Let's take a look at the back. Really nice, as you can see. So I will go ahead and start planning the snorkel. Like I said, I want to at least do the snorkel for the clutch housing exhaust. The intake and the clutch intake for the housing is right up here, so it's in a really good spot. Like I said, I don't do a lot of over the handlebar water bogging or anything like that, so if I can relocate that exhaust, I'll be very happy. That way I don't get flooded while I'm out riding. But really happy with the way it looks. Much better improvement. I like it a lot. So, like I said, I'll be doing a Gator Wader review soon, tryout video, so stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for the snorkel video that's going to be coming up. So, that's going to be it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please place them right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.